Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be checking out a ND filter made by PolarPro, and this is their Quartzline. But this not only does ND, but it also has a polarizer built in, so it's like a dual layer. So the one I got is a 67mm for my G Master 24 1.4. So PolarPro makes really nice filters, and their packaging is quite nice also, as you guys can see here. Let's go ahead and open it up. So it's all just a box, but very nicely presented. So it does come with a case, and the filter is protected inside. See what else is in this box here. So we get a pretty large cleaning cloth with the PolarPro logo. Let's go ahead and check it out. So it's a very thin microfibery kind of cloth, and you guys can kind of see the logo there. Pretty nice attention to detail. Quite an interesting material indeed. And also we get a little card here that kind of says what they're all about and how to use your filter correctly, I guess, without overstressing it. So the housing is really nice, and we even see here we have 67mm engravement and also what kind of filter it is. So if you have quite a few of these, you know, you're not going to be confused with what has what. So that's a nice touch. And this is metal, at least a metal finish, I guess, like brushed. And then the housing itself is plastic. Looks pretty durable. We got a hinge here, and it looks the same underneath. So yeah, so there are some nice little tabs to pull on to open it up, and we can see the filter inside. So there's a nice squishy top here, like foam, and a lot of rubber on the inside here. This is all rubberized, so it's very well protected. The foam here on the top is a little bit off-centered, but I guess not a big deal. So it sits in there nice and tight. Pull it out, and again, great attention to detail. We got a logo there, and all this is rubber, so it literally sits into the rubber and it kind of holds it. So they did an excellent job with the case. So the filter itself right away feels really high quality. It seems to be all metal. We got kind of like this bronzy gold look, and we are using glass, so there's two coats. So there's a polarizer on top of the ND. You can see the tint. And then on this side we got the polarizer, which has got more of that reflective polarization look. So whenever you're going to attach this to the lens, you're going to have a less likely chance of it sticking because it is metal. So this should be somewhat scratch resistant and, you know, weather resistant with the coatings that it has. Again, excellent attention to detail, and it just looks really nice, the glass and just the build. So for the next part, I'm going to install the filter on the lens while we're focused on something, and you guys can see what kind of difference it makes. So we're going to use the carrying case as our model here. And by the way, the polarizing on the lens here is the upper portion that's gold. When you spin it, that's what's going to change the polarization. But the thing to note here is, as I'm going to put this on, is we're going to be able to cut down on the light, and that's going to make us stomp down a lot lower, so we should get a lot more bokeh in the background. So let me go ahead and screw this on. But yeah, you guys can probably tell right away that we look completely different than we were earlier. So we're actually at f2.2 right now, and we were about 7 to 8 earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and spin the polarizer, and you guys can see how that changes. So here it doesn't look like it does much, but I'm going to keep turning it, and you guys can see how everything changes. So this is basically going to kill all the glare. If you look at down here, this is actually a piano. You can see how the reflections reappear as I go. So this really gets rid of glare, which is really good for filming anything with glass or, you know, water, or even cars with windshields, things like that. So, but yeah, we can get a really nice balance where we're not, you know, all the way open, but we're less glare, so we got more attention on what we're focusing at. And this is pretty much why you want an ND filter, either, you know, to control your lighting because you want to go to a lower f-stop and you need that, you know, blurry background during daylight. And that's if you're a videographer. But if you're a photographer, you would want ND filter because you want to get a longer exposure, more of a unique kind of waterfall or something like that. Or also you want a blurry background because, you know, you want to isolate your subject more. So sometimes shutter speed is not fast enough to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it off real quick here, and you guys can see what the difference is. So the camera kind of readjusts. I am in shutter priority right now, so it can auto adjust. I don't have to mess with it. So we're at 8.0 right now. But quite a big difference. You can see the background. It's not as blurry. And now I'm going to put it back on here. We go to f2.5 here. Now, I don't know if I even mentioned this yet, but this is a ND16. So you can actually get an ND8 or even higher, darker ones. But I feel like for video, ND16 is the perfect amount. And the lens that I have here is a f1.4, so I can really, you know, take advantage of really nice bokeh without going too dark on the whole scene here, you know, and having to bump my ISO and all that stuff like that. So in any case, guys, so this is the PolarPro Quartzline ND filter / polarizer. And if you want a quality ND filter, this is definitely the one to go for. Not only does it come with an awesome case, but the filter itself seems to be an excellent light transfer, and plus not having any kind of weird tint as you use it or not, so you don't have to worry too much there.